Part 1. Introduction. What if Jesus lived in our time? What if Jesus lived in our time, not 2,000 years ago, but right here, right now, in the 21st century? Imagine how different the world is today compared to the ancient times. Technology, culture, science, and society have all changed drastically. So how would Jesus' life and mission look if he walked among us now? Would he still preach the same messages of love, compassion, and forgiveness? How would people react to him in a world dominated by social media, instant communication, and global connectivity? If Jesus lived today, he wouldn't be just a teacher or prophet speaking to a small crowd. Instead, he could become a global influencer. His sermons and teachings would be broadcast instantly across platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Millions of people would watch him live, share his messages, and debate his ideas in comments and discussions. But with this vast reach also comes new challenges. The attention would be enormous, some welcoming, some hostile, and in a world where information spreads fast, but so does misinformation, how would his voice be heard clearly? Part 2. Fame and criticism on social networks. With Jesus' words spreading instantly across social media, he would quickly gain millions of followers and fans. People would be inspired by his message of hope and kindness. His teachings about loving your neighbor, forgiving those who wrong you, and caring for the poor would resonate with many who are searching for meaning in today's fast-paced world. But as his popularity grew, so would the skepticism and criticism. We live in a time when science and technology shape how we see the world, and many people demand evidence for extraordinary claims. Miracles like healing the sick or raising the dead might be met with disbelief or accusations of trickery. Social media would be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a powerful platform to spread messages quickly. On the other hand, it can amplify hate, misinformation, and harsh judgment. Jesus would likely face trolls, haters, and harsh critics who question his intentions and authenticity. Moreover, some people might see his message of love and forgiveness as naive or even dangerous, especially in a world full of conflict, injustice, and political division. His teachings might spark fierce debates on news programs, talk shows, and public forums. Governments, religious leaders, and various groups could feel threatened by his growing influence. Despite all this, Jesus' voice would remain strong, challenging people to rethink their values and live with greater compassion. Part 3. Modern miracles and science. One of the most talked about aspects of Jesus' life are his miracles, healing the sick, giving sight to the blind, even raising the dead. But how would these miracles be perceived in today's world, where science and medicine have advanced so much? Imagine Jesus healing a terminally ill patient. In our time, doctors and scientists would want to study every detail. Hospitals might invite experts to observe and document what is happening. People would demand proof, medical records, lab tests, videos, and expert opinions. Some would accept these miracles as signs of divine power and hope, while others would remain skeptical, looking for natural explanations or accusing fraud. Social media would explode with videos and debates, some praising the miracles as real, others calling them staged or fake. Scientific communities would be divided, and the news would cover the events from multiple angles. Despite the controversy, the message behind the miracles would still be powerful, a call to faith, compassion, and belief in something greater than ourselves. Part 4. Key messages. Love and forgiveness. At the heart of Jesus' teachings lies a simple yet a profound message: love, mercy, and forgiveness. These ideas might sound old-fashioned in today's fast-paced, often harsh world, but they are more relevant now than ever. In a society marked by division, conflict, and misunderstanding, Jesus' call to love your neighbor as yourself challenges us to look beyond differences and embrace empathy. Forgiving those who hurt us is not always easy, but it opens the door to healing and peace. Imagine a world where instead of retaliation, people choose forgiveness, where compassion replaces hatred, and kindness overcomes indifference. Jesus' message invites us to build bridges instead of walls, to seek peace instead of conflict, and to live with humility and grace. This message transcends time because it speaks to our deepest needs: connection, belonging, and hope. Part 5. Challenges of the modern world. However, living in our time, Jesus would face challenges that are unique to the modern world. The internet, while powerful for connection, is also a place of toxicity, misinformation, and division. Social media platforms often amplify anger, fear, and polarization more than love and understanding. In such a noisy environment, would Jesus' voice be drowned out? Would his message get lost amid the endless scroll of news, ads, and viral trends? Political polarization and cultural clashes create deep divides in many societies. Jesus' teachings call for unity and peace, but these values can be difficult to embrace when people are so divided by ideology and belief. Furthermore, the pace of life today is fast and demanding. Many are distracted or overwhelmed by technology, work, and constant stimulation. Would people find time to listen, reflect, and change their hearts? Despite these hurdles, the challenge remains: how to bring light into a world that often feels dark. Part 6. How Jesus might use technology in today's world. Jesus could use technology in ways that were unimaginable 2,000 years ago. Social media platforms, live streaming, podcasts, and apps could become tools to spread his message of hope and love far and wide. Imagine Jesus hosting live Q&A sessions, answering questions from people all over the world in real time, or creating online communities where people could come together to support one another, share stories, and pray. Mobile apps for meditation, prayer, and kindness challenges could help millions practice compassion daily. Technology could also help organize humanitarian aid, connect volunteers with people in need, and bring global awareness to social issues. Yet, even with all these tools, the core message would remain simple and timeless: love your neighbor, forgive, and seek peace. Part 7. How would society react? Different groups in society would respond to Jesus in very different ways. Many individuals would embrace his message of love, hope, and forgiveness. They might find comfort and strength in his teachings amidst the chaos and challenges of modern life. At the same time, governments and religious institutions could feel threatened by his growing influence. Those in power often resist change, especially when it challenges the status quo or calls for justice and mercy. Some might welcome him as a spiritual leader, while others could see him as a troublemaker or even a threat. History shows us that people who challenge established systems often face persecution or opposition. Social movements could arise around his teachings, inspiring positive change and activism. Yet, controversy and conflict could follow, as different factions interpret his message in conflicting ways. The reaction of society would be complex, a mix of admiration, resistance, hope, and fear. Part 8. Why his message is relevant today in times of uncertainty, fear, and division. Jesus' message remains a beacon of hope. His teachings about love, forgiveness, and compassion speak to something deep within all of us: a desire for peace and connection. The challenges we face today, from global conflicts to social inequality and environmental crises, can feel overwhelming. But Jesus' call to care for the poor, the marginalized, and the suffering reminds us of our shared humanity. His message transcends religion and culture because it appeals to universal values. No matter where we come from or what we believe, the idea of loving one another is powerful. Perhaps that is why Jesus' message continues to inspire millions around the world, because it answers a timeless need for hope, healing, and transformation. Part 9. Conclusion: what can we do? So, what if Jesus lived in our time? How would we treat him? Would we listen to his message or dismiss it as outdated? More importantly, what can we learn from his teachings today, regardless of our beliefs? The power to love, forgive, and bring hope into the world doesn't belong to any one person. It belongs to all of us. Each of us has the ability to make a difference in someone's life by showing kindness and compassion. Maybe Jesus' greatest miracle isn't just healing the sick or performing wonders, but inspiring us to live better lives filled with love, mercy, and understanding. If we can carry that spirit forward, then perhaps the world could change, one heart at a time. Part 10. Call to the audience now. I want to hear from you. How do you think Jesus would live in our time? Would his message be welcomed or challenged? And what lessons from his teachings can we apply in our daily lives? If this video made you think or feel inspired, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments below. Let's start a conversation about what love, faith, and hope mean to us today. Remember, the Spirit of Jesus isn't just about the past. It's alive in the choices we make every day. Let's carry that spirit forward together. Thank you for watching.